Now, this is a subject we all been trying to ignore, avoiding the talk with our parents. Okay, you are a teenager, you're just starting out, you have a boyfriend and all, and then parents walk through the room and bust in and say, honey, me and your dad need to talk to you. But then you're like, oh my god, did I leave my Facebook open? And then they say, you and your boyfriend have been dating for some time. And then they want to talk about condoms and birth control, if you want to get on the pill and all. And you're like, ew, mom, that's nasty. And then your mom like, you're getting to the age where you're like being sexually because your hormones and all. And you're like, mom, we only been dating for 9 months. Ew. And then your dad just cuts to the chase, like he just walks in like with no warning at all, no knocking, no nothing, because he's bugging with his ear against the door and everything, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to their conversation, because yeah. And then he busts in the room and he just plain out says, did you have sex? But then you're like, no, I did not, that's nasty, stop talking about that, ew, Dad. And then he's like, are you sure? And then you're like, yes, Dad, I'm sure I never had sex and I'm not planning on it. And then he's like, ah, what a relief. And then your mom's all open-eyed like this, abstinence is the only way. Now that's the girl's side of the view of the video. Let's go to the boy's side, which is probably a bit more easier. Okay, now from the boy's side of the view, it's like you're sitting in your room, for instance, playing Call of Duty. Then your dad walks in like, hey son, we need to talk. And you're like, okay, what, Dad? I'm playing a game. And then he's all like, how are you and your girlfriend, son? And then you're like, good, Dad. Then boom! From behind his back he pulls out a cucumber and a condom. And you're like, Dad, are you gay? And then he's like, I'm gonna show you how to put a condom on. And then you're like, Dad, you're freaking me out. You're being weird. And then you're like, Dad, I'm not having sex. And he's like, thank God. Your mom made me want to have this talk with you. But if you can't seem, and if you want to get out of the talk right away, the best thing to do is either have a heart attack or fake like your stomach's upset and that you have to run to the bathroom before they say, hey honey, can we talk?